Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how I able to get the UI UX design for my product using AI, and not only the UI UX design but also the front-end code, which will reduce almost 30 to 40% of my front-end work. And of course that's not like the polished version of the result, but as a MVP, as a solo builder, I think the result was really fascinating. So what you are going to learn from this video, mostly you will be able to learn how I actually prompt with AI to generate all the screen, to generate all the end result by prompting. So if you are a little interest on UI UX, then I would highly recommend to continue watching this video so that you can learn how you can generate UI UX by prompting. So let's dive into the video. So this is going to be my third video of the Build in Public series. I was planning to make the video using Figma to design my product UI UX, but when I explored this tool, I don't think now I need to design the whole UI UX in Figma, because with the tool I was able to generate all the screens and pages, not like polished design, but I think it will work for me fine. And as well as I got some front-end code which will reduce a lot of my work time. So that's why I have decided to not design the whole UI UX in Figma. So after this video I will directly can jump into the development part, because I already got all the design for my product. So now I can just use the design to start development. So if you are interested about the series, then subscribe to my channel and turn the bell on so that you can just get all the next video. So the tool I use to generate the UI UX for my product is called Creatie. So you can explore it by go to Creatie.ai and just then sign up and go to the dashboard. You will see that it's kind of like similar to Figma, and you can create teams, you can create project and so on. By the way, this is not going to be like any promotion of this product or any sponsorship, because I just explored this product recently and I'm just trying to build my stuff. So it's not going to be like promotional video or something like that. So you can create project, you can create a bunch of things using this tool, but the most interesting thing I explored here is the AI tools that actually help to generate UI. So after creating your account on Creatie, you have to create a project, and then you can create the project by here like this, and then you can start playing around the project. So I already have created the project and I already prompt and get the design from the AI. So I'm not gonna do the all step again. Instead, I will show you all the prompt I have used to generate all the UI, so that it will reduce your time to just understand the whole thing. So inside a project, you will see a lot of interface. You can create multiple pages where you can do the same design thing you did on Figma. But if you go to top on the toolbar, you can see there is the icon AI where you will find generate UI. So that's the interesting tool. I was so impressed. And here you can see it will help to generate UI by text or prompting, and you can also able to generate UI for desktop as well as for mobile. So you just have to toggle them between. And also you can find style. If you want to get the dark mode, you can choose the dark. You can select some primary color, also corner radius. You can choose any custom color if you want to set for the primary color, and that's I think cool. Also you can upload images to give the hint to the UI so that it perform the generation very easily. And you can see some suggestion over here. So when I start exploring this thing, I didn't have any intention to complete the whole thing with this tool, but when I started prompting and when I see all the results step by step, then I got really impressed about the tools. And that's why I decided to not go to Figma, design the whole thing and then jump into the development. Better I think just get the idea of all the pages as minimum version I can, and then start jumping into the development part. So that's why you can see here I just created one page, and you can see all the prompt I actually performed to generate all the screens. And I generated almost like 20 plus screens, so which actually serve my product features, all the features. And of course you can create new page, and let's say you have 100 page for your product. You can create 100 page and you can prompt between all the page, and you can generate really cool results from that. But I used only one page, And as far as I know, Creatie AI actually give 100 prompting per month, so I have to wrap the whole thing within 100 prompts. So that's why I didn't create a lot of pages, and of course it doesn't give you a lot of pages in the free version. I think you can only create 4 or 3 pages for the free version, and for experimenting purpose or MVP you can just use the free version easily to get the result out from it. So now let's see all the prompt from the start so that I can share you all the pages that I actually generated from this tool. Before that, you can see here in the bottom you will see like versioning. So each page you can, while you apply new prompt, then it will create new version. So if I just go to the end, then you can see I have generated almost 62 version of a single page. So what I did basically, I just use one page to generate all the page for my product. But this is not the actual way. You have to create multiple page, and inside those page you have to prompt for that particular page each. So when you are trying that, you can experiment with that way. So the first prompt I have given was this: design a modern minimalistic course landing page for an online learning platform. The page should have a grid-based course list with visually appealing cards. Each course card should include a thumbnail, title, progress percentage if enrolled, and a start or resume button. A clean, simple top navigation bar with option my course, dashboard, and profile. A call to action section, highlight benefit of feature courses, and I asked to give me like the design should be clean, distraction free, and optimized for. So that was my first prompt, and I didn't have any intention to design all the thing. That's why my first prompt was not structured. It was just an experimental prompt. And after that, it gave me another response, which is kind of like this. It actually think inside using my prompt and then try to generate a description of that, and which means like it will give me some header, hero section, then course grid section, feature section, benefit banner, and quick access footer, and so on. And then it actually started generating the design, and after the first prompt it gave me 3 design, and if I click any of that you can see the result. So it gives me a navbar, which was like the profile icon, dashboard, my course. I think what I actually expecting, it gives me that, as well as the search bar. And then it gives me the dashboard kind of card, as well as all the courses using with the button that I have mentioned, and the footer section as well as. So that was the first result I get from my prompt, and I got really impressed. Like, yeah, what I actually told it actually gave me that thing. So I think let's continue with some more complex stuff. And it gave me 3 versions of that prompt, and which was like this, and then this one, and most of them kind of like similar, you can see. So but this one have like course in progress, completed course, like the card was different. So that was like just a experimental fast prompt, and the answer was really good. So now I start asking to give me my expected pages. So the second prompt was, I don't need course learner dashboard. It's kind of that I need a landing page that showcase all the courses, and enroll action should be good, and course details that looks amazing on the card. Right now you give leader dashboard. I need it homepage perspective. Learner will visit homepage and want to buy one-time course, and the courses are text-based, and in the course card should be showcase the total module, chapter, total lesson, and price, and button for enroll, and a FAQ section, and some common query with on that section, and a hero section that actually help to indicate a customer conversion. And you can see I did some mistake on spelling as well as, but although without that it give me good result. And if I just click on the version 2 of my prompt, then you can see this was the UI it actually gave me. It gave me the same navbar, but I wasn't expecting this one. And then it gave me the hero section, which is from my perspective was good. Then the card was really fine, well layout, although I didn't ask for any image attached into the particular card. And it gave me the enroll button, and also the total module, chapter, lessons. So if you watch my second video about wireframe, then you will be easily understand that what I am trying to mention here, that there will be courses, and in the courses there will be modules, chapters and lessons. That means in the course card I need to showcase all the modules, how many total module will be, how many total chapters and the lessons will be there. So I have to showcase them. So that's why I need this information on my homepage card, and that's what I actually asked to the prompt. And as initial version 2, the page was satisfied, but I was not fully satisfied with the design. It's kind of like monochromatic design it gives me, but I want sort of like a colorful things, and also I need some polished version of it. So then I ask this one, it doesn't seems attractive and good, I don't need this kind of minimal design, please modify it. So I ask for modifying these things, and then it gives me this result, and it was far better than the previous one. It gives a background of gray for the hero section, and now the hero section at least looks well from the last one, and it gives me the enroll button color with gradient, which also not bad at all, and other things was as like as the previous one. And then I ask, now looks well, why not change the navbar also, it doesn't fitting with the whole design. So that's mean I was trying to ask to remove this navbar, because right now it's like a landing page, so but the navbar is kind of like a login page, which doesn't actually make sense. So that's why I try to give a hint to actually change it, but it doesn't actually understand what I'm trying to say. So that's why it give me the same thing with different style. But my intention was to remove the notification icon, search bar, as well as the profile icon, because it seems like someone actually logged in to the login page or like landing page. So then I ask all good, but the navbar still seems like learner login navbar. Now I actually give the specific things that I want to remove. It should be like this, it should be traditional web page navbar, also kind of unique, and I don't need search bar, profile icon, dashboard, menu and my course. Now I actually added to remove all the things and give me a traditional navbar, and then it actually give me the navbar I want, and that's it. I think that was good for me. And then I asked to give some colors, because right now it wasn't like colorful, so I asked to use like primary, secondary and base 3 color combo, and then it gave me this result, and which was by so far fine. And it gave me a nice background color for the secondary or supportive color, and also enroll button color was looking really good. So I think overall, as the version 6 of that particular prompt was really fascinating result, I think yeah, it's giving me my expected design. So that time I decided to let's just start using it to design all the pages I actually list out on my wireframe. So in my wireframe, the first page was home page, then sign up, then course details, all the chapter lessons, and as well as I need learner dashboard, learner notifications, profile, as well as all the admin panel pages. So it wasn't really easy task, and I wasn't expecting that it will generate all the pages, but by the end of the experiment, the result was really impressive. So that was for the homepage, I think. And as you can see in the bottom of the page, you can see that it will also give you 2 options, like insert to canvas. So if you click on insert to canvas, then it will attach this particular UI into the project canvas, where you can just modify the page design, you can enhance, you can do a lot of stuff. And the second option is copy code, and when you click on that, it will give you the full code to perform the whole UI. That was like cool thing to me, because I'm not just getting the design but also getting the code, and that's crazy. And if I try to live preview the code, so I just have to create a index file anywhere. So let's just create an index file, touch index HTML, and just open the index.html in VS Code and just paste the code. As you can see, it gives me the whole code written in Tailwind CSS. It's a framework of CSS, and also it included some Google fonts, some CDN link, a font or some icon, then it give me some script, and which was like cool. And then if I just click go live from my VS Code, then this was the live preview of that particular design, and which was amazing. I don't even have to do anything, like just texting, and then it gives me the design as well as the code, and later I can just directly jump into the code without thinking twice. And that was like perfect for me to continue generating more pages. So now let's look into the second page, which was from our wireframe, was course details. And that's why I started prompting with other page. So the course details page prompt was, now give me a course detail page based on this homepage design theme. Here is the context, course detail page with module list and description. Create a structured course detail page for an online learning platform. The layout should be kind of like course title, short description at the top, a full width banner or thumbnail, that visual appeal, then a detailed course description, collapsible module list displaying all course modules, then each module should show the number of chapters contained and a progress indicator, and so on. And then it actually gave me this result. This was the course detail page where it actually grabbed all my information and then try to generate the things. Give me the option for thumbnail, then course name as well as course description, and as you can see it's also used icon, and those icons are from Font Awesome, and that's crazy. Like all the icons seems like meaningful. For the time, you can see the time icon. From the chapter, it gives a book icon. The students, it gives me the people's icon, and cool. And the course description card was also perfect, not so fancy. Then the card for enrollment was also good. It also gave me some meaningful icon. Great. And then it gives me course modules. That also seems like cool to me, at least for now. And this section was like too big, so I was thinking to short it somehow, but I think there was some other prompt I tried, but it doesn't give me better version of this particular section. And after getting the result, I give a example image. So this was the image I tried to design on my Figma when like maybe 2 to 3 months ago when I was thinking this product. So I thought, okay, let's just give the image, then let's see what it actually gives me. And I asked, like, give me something like this kind of design, not traditional, or you can give me Duolingo type course list, kind of unique, which represent kind of self-learning. And you can see I did a lot of mistake on my spelling, but it also understand all the things, no issue with that. And then it gives me version 8, which was good to me because this card also looks well then, and the module list card was way more better than the previous one. And the course description was fine. It was not the problem. The problem was in this section because it taking the full width but not looking well. So then I asked, looks well, but the main detail section with image, why it's taking full width? You can place the image as right, and the left could be the details of the course description, and rest of the thing you can put as it is. Then it gives me this result where it actually places the image into the right side and all the description gives in my left side. And you can see it's have 2 descriptions, so I don't think I need this description, or this one also fine. And then I asked, like, it's not looking well, just make the whole thing in 50 of the section, the first section. I wasn't like just doing any standard or proper prompting. I was just texting, like retrieving the result from it. So then after that it gives me kind of like same result, not modifying anything. So maybe my prompt was not proper instructed. And then I asked to add it to description. I don't think we need 2 description, and the module list you give, it's not well. Why only 3? It could be 10 plus and more. So modify the design and UX also. And then it gives me this UI, which seems like give all the course modules not in the list but also in the grid format. And I didn't try more of it. I thought, okay, that's kind of enough for me. I can just make the grid to the list and then it will work fine for me. Or I can just use my first version, I think this one, where all the section was properly placed. So I think I just got my detail page that time, and that's why I didn't actually ask more to give me more result. So that was the last result for my course details. So my plan was that I can just grab the code and later I can just change the sections layout and all that stuff, but overall from the content perspective I get my expected result. And while I'm going to code that, then I can just modify the layout and the sections, that what will be looks well. So that's why I didn't ask to make it more attractive or organized. So then I just move to my next page, which is the chapter list, because it's also important. I want to make sure that it is actually taking my instruction and giving me my expected results. So that's why I just move directly to the next page to complete all the page that the tool is actually working fine. So then you can see the chapter list page instruction. I said create a chapter page where learner can begin lessons. The page should include top navigation bar, progress bar, then grid, then should be a click option where lesson should be open, lesson view, then the layout should be clean, easy to navigate, and provide clear visualization tracking the progress. And then it gives me some sort of like this, which also have taken the course detail section from the previous page, as well as the navbar, as well as the footer. So that's mean if I just add some more prompt, so it will try to reuse all the previous design and try to add the more context over that design to give me the actual result. So if I say to remove the navbar, then it will remove the navbar, otherwise it will not. So that was the result from my prompt about the chapter list, which was kind of satisfied for me. I think, yeah, that's like all the content was placed properly and it have all the stage. Like if one particular chapter completed, then it become like this. Then if something in progress, then it will look like this. And if it's like locked, means you didn't even reach that chapter, then it will look like this. And all the stage and the content actually sync together perfectly. But the thing is, it also gave me all the previous section. So I asked to remove them. You can see here, remove it and give me progress bar, also not only percentage but also circular progress bar or something like that, which fit good in the design. And then it actually gave me this page. So it removed the course detail section, but it still put the navbar as well as the card as well as the footer. And because I asked to add a circular progress bar, it also add a circular progress bar with the progress, you can see, and all of it actually meaningful. And the locked version, it's also like showing 0%, and I was like satisfied with the content and all the stuff. And then I asked please add info for chapter progress bar also. It's not only showing progress bar. So I tried to ask for information about this progress bar, which is like a chapter progress bar, and then it gives me the progress of that as well as all the lessons, how many I completed, how many is actually pending. And then I thought, okay, that's fine. That was kind of what I was expecting, at least a minimum version. And then I asked to give me the next page, which is the lesson page. If you go to the wireframe, then you can see that for the lesson page we have individual lessons, which was the actual content of that particular chapters or the lessons. So, and I think that was like the thinking part, that what actually it will give me. So then I ask with the details like this. I ask it should be Duolingo type design, and there should be top navigation bar with a progress bar indicating lesson completion, then a lesson content area supporting markdown text, code snippets and interactive elements, a query button at the bottom for learner ask questions, a next lesson button and previous lesson button for seamless navigations, and so on. As I told you earlier, that in the lesson page we also have a option to query from the agent. That's mean when someone click on the query, then it will open a chat pop-up where it will place on the right side, and it will be able to, learner will be able to chat with AI as well as human. So I want to expect this kind of things from the UI UX. So that's why I actually ask the button as well as, so that it actually placed where I can later use that. So then it actually give me this version, and this one was really cool than the previous one, because now it gives me a good outline as well as the color combination was really well, and the progress bar with the data was looking really well. But the thing is, I asked to give me lesson list, but somehow it gives me the same page from the previous page, because I was using only one page. That's why the instruction actually working with the older context mainly. So let's say if I just ask for a new thing, then it will try to generate something new based on the older context. But if it's a new page, then the whole thing could be restart. The thinking could be restart from AI perspective. So that's why it give me the same page, but the UI actually looking well more than the previous one. So I choose, okay, I need this kind of UI for my chapter list. And then I asked to give me the lesson type page, which should include like quiz type, can answer quiz. There should be next button in the bottom to that user can move to the next lesson. I am just trying to explain what I was trying to expect it. And you can see I did a lot of spell mistake. And then it gives me this result, and which was kind of enough for me. Like it gives me some quizzes as well as the radio button to check any quiz, and then submit answer, then previous questions and all the stuff. But I don't need that card that time. So I ask, no, not like multiple quiz, but one quiz. Beside I can share some markdown content as a left side, because as I said that I need to build a lesson with markdown context, sometimes quiz, sometimes markdown context, and so on. So that's why I need to show the markdown content as well as beside the quiz, or maybe only the markdown content. So that's why I asked to add that, and then it gives me this version of the UI where it gives me a cool markdown text UI, and then it gives me the quiz. So but it's still in the right side it gives me the card, so which I don't need that. So then I asked to remove that, and after removing that, it actually the UI it gives me. So it was the markdown content and this was the quiz, and I think that was far good from my expectation. But as a human mind, I was not fully satisfied, so I asked more questions. Now I need right side model and overlay the whole page, so that the right side model, which you can say as a sidebar, the right side for chat, the chat should be 2 tab for chat with AI, another will be chat with human, a bottom of the sidebar should be chat input, and a button to start conversation. So now I just directly jump into this page because I can see that it is generating all the expected page, so why not just ask for the complex one? So that's why I asked to give me the feedback page with all the details, and then it gives me this one, and I can't see any sidebar or anything there. What I can see only the chat icon, and if I just click on that, nothing happening. So then I just copy the code and paste that and tried with the code. Then I can see it gives me the sidebar as well as all the thing I was expecting. But the thing was, it's actually generate the code for your UI, not any interactive code. Let's say I say sidebar, that's mean it's kind of like a model. So that's mean the model should be open with any trigger from JavaScript. So it just give me the style and the HTML. So that's why I can't see that sidebar initially. So I was kind of confused that why it doesn't give me that things. Then when I just explore the code, then I understand, yeah, it give me the code, but it's not opening because of the JavaScript trigger. So that's why I asked to that I can't see the UI, so remove all the section and give me UI for this, for chat. Then I directly ask the chat UI, and then it also give me the same thing, and you can see a flash actually gone, like the sidebar actually gone. It was come before and then gone. So in this style it was like hidden initially, so that's why I can see the style. So that's why then I ask, please remove all the section from the page, only give me new UI for this. Like I asked the new UI for the chat, and then it actually gave me this, which was also like not expected result. And in the behind the scenes it actually generating the code with the UI, but I can't see that in the result. So that's why I asked, like, chat should also be some conversation as well, otherwise it doesn't look like chat. So what I did here, I just copy the code and just retrieve those UI related to the sidebar to check that it is giving me the expected UI or not. So if I just copy the code and then if I paste them in my HTML, and then you can see it gives me the chat sidebar, which is this one, and it's also rendering. But the thing is, it's actually hidden initially. You can see it also applied some style. So what I did, I just removed that style, and then you can see that it gives me the actual sidebar that I was expecting with the input field as well as the button, and which was as expected. But why I was not showing is because the style it actually provided initially. So then I thought, okay, that's mean the result from the prompt was as expected, but I was not showing it for the style. Then I asked to modify it, like chat should also be some conversation as well as, otherwise it doesn't looks like chat. And then it gives me this prompt with the same, but if I just copy the code and change the style to remove the transform property, then if I just go, then you can see it gives me a nice chat sidebar. And this was something I was looking for actually, and the result was like perfect for me. So then I thought, okay, I am kind of done with the feedback because that's what I need. So let's just start moving on. And you can see from my wireframe and the expected result was kind of similar. And later I can just polish that based on my need. So then I asked for my quiz lessons. The first lesson was like the markdown context. So I can just simply use that page, like this page. I can use this page. I can use this section to showcase my markdown text. That's why I just moved to my next lesson page. And then I give my another image from my older Figma file where I was trying to design the UI about the quiz lesson type. It's kind of similar like Duolingo. I just took the inspiration from there. And then I placed that here and asked to give me, now remove everything and give me a design like this picture for my quiz page. And then it gives me like a minimal quiz page design, which was good but not like mine. So that's time I realized that it doesn't actually extract, or it doesn't properly understand the image I actually given. So then I try to not give any image anymore because I understand that it's not gonna work well. So that time I just ask for texting. Then I asked to, your quiz are radio, I need quiz, answer press like card, Duolingo quiz have some quiz UI, that kind of that, and one page one quiz, not a lot of quiz. And when I mentioned Duolingo and one page one quiz, then it actually give me my expected result, and kind of similar like Duolingo. You can see a heart icon, a progress bar, and I can press any of the card, and that's what I was looking for. So that's the main card, and of course I also need all the other information like maybe the sidebar, maybe the navbar, maybe the footer and those stuff, but I was satisfied with the card. And then I asked to tweak it more. Let's say what should be correct answer UI and wrong answer UI, because right now it was just give me one UI stage, so I also need two different stages. So that's why I ask more to give me one for default, give me one for correct answer, give me one for wrong answer. I need three quiz as like as the UI you give, but three different stage of the UI. And then it actually gave me the corrected version of that. It was the default one, and this was the second, which actually mean for like the corrected answer, and then this was the wrong answer. So I was like thinking, yeah, I was expecting some kind of like this UI. And then I thought, okay, I can just later use all these sections and I can include them with my course detail page. I can just use this card on that page and I can just complete the whole thing. So that's why I didn't actually ask more about quiz lesson page, and that was enough for me. I get the markdown text content lesson as well as the quiz lesson with all the stage, and of course the feedback UI as well as. So for my case it was almost done because I almost get all the card, all the section of the UI. So later I can just use those card design as well as the code to actually complete the whole page. So that's why I actually moved into the next section. So then I asked to give me a sign-in page with Google Auth. So then it gives me the sign-in page with one shot without any prompting, and it was like good to me. I can just reuse it for sign in, sign up, everything. And then from my perspective, all this section actually covered. I get the code, I get the design, and it was kind of fine for me because this other challenge was kind of done from the generated UI. Now the challenge was the learner dashboard and the admin panel, because I have to create or design the UI for how I can create courses, lessons, and all together. So that's why the main challenge was admin panel UI. So that time I started asking prompt about the learner dashboard than the admin panel. So the instruction for the learner dashboard was this: design a learner dashboard UI with modern attractive look, use a card-based layout, soft colors, great layout information. Basically I use ChatGPT to generate a prompt for me so that I can use that prompt to generate UI. So that's when I'm using all about like AI every time. So it gives me a well structured prompt so that I can get the desired UI, and then it actually give me like the dashboard UI, and which was kind of well for me. But I was looking for a GitHub type progress bar here, but it wasn't able to give me that. But from my case I can understand, yeah, from the development time I can just implement that things. It doesn't need some fancy UI, and all the data I was need was like streak, then all the active course, and of course total XP, kind of like that. So then I need to ask like, do I need sidebar? I have some page also that should be accessible from this page: profile, setting, notification, billing, all the pages. So in the wireframe you can see for the learner dashboard I also have learner notifications, learner profile, then learner billing page, and a small portfolio page where learner can showcase the skill. So that's why I asked for the sidebar, and then it gives me the sidebar, and then later it gives me that particular risk. So I was like telling myself that okay, because I can consider it a mistake, but although I can reuse the code, like I can use the sidebar code, then I can just adjust this section into here so that it actually sync together. Then I ask for more informations because I asked some extra information to give me on this particular dashboard. And then it actually give me something like that, like it actually tried to give me the daily progress, but it doesn't give me that properly. And also I ask a XP pop-up. That means when I completed a lesson, I want to see a pop-up, and it also give me that 10 XP earned, keep going, and all the lessons in the course, and which was kind of enough for me to actually showcase all the statistics of a learner. And then I asked, like, I don't need the sidebar, make the sidebar kind of a navbar with menus and icons. There should be profile icon also. So because the menu for learner was very less, so that's why I was thinking, like, I don't need the sidebar, I just need a navbar where I can showcase all the menu. And the cool thing is it actually gave me my expected result. It gives me a navbar with icon, all the menus, and profile icon with the name, notification icon, search icon, and all. And then it gives me the profile section, because I also asked to give me profile section later. I think before that I asked only the navbar and the sidebar. So if you can see, if I just place the navbar top, and then if I just bring this section below the navbar, then it will looks like a perfect design for a learner dashboard, where learner can easily accessible any of the page from the top, and they can just see all their progress and stuff. So then I consider that it is the final version will be for the learner dashboard. Then I moved to give me the profile page for that, which was kind of like one shot, and that was also good. I can just bring that particular section into here. I thought I checked the code, and it was like the navbar was taking full screen. That's why it actually giving the UI next of that particular screen height. So I can just reuse that thing. So I didn't bother the AI more about this page. Then I ask something else, like, now I need only navbar with notification menu active, and notification should be page like 10, and then I need notification list page, and the notification context is actually course, then modules, then chapter, that lessons. Best notification means all the three data will be mentioned, and the text if the bigger than turn create, and all the stuff I actually mentioned in the prompt, that what I actually expecting from the notification list page. And the result was also really cool. The neighbor actually followed the same instruction, like the badge with 10 notification, and it gave me the list of the notification, which was really cool. It gives me all the content, like I can understand which one is new. Then it will give me the new page, including the course name beside module name, and in the description it gives the description, and also you can see that it gives me the other details using the time, and the layout was good. And of course a menu, a more button here, so that if I want to perform any actions things, then I can just place them here, as well as a search input, then a filter drop down, as well as a button to make all the notification mark as read. So that's what I actually looking for. That's why I instructed all the thing in this prompt, and it give me as expected result. So then I ask, now I need navbar with active tab should be billing. That's mean I ask for the billing page, and it should be table or list. It should be good UI where there will be billing details, means how many course enrolled, what are the price, name, short description, image, and the expired date, and a button to generate invoice for that particular payment. So I ask to give me table to generate all the particular columns, and after that it gives me well organized table. And I was always fascinating about the layout. It gives me a really organized layout in the particular section design. Like example, this list, you can see that the course name, then the description beside the course image, and the price column, date column, and the button for generating the invoice, including the drop down search, and so on. So from my perspective, it was kind of good enough for me to continue. And as I said earlier, that it was like the navbar was taking the full screen from the code, so that's why it's showing below the screen. So with that things, I was able to generate all the UI section for the learner dashboard, or the learner screen, or the learner panel. Here I covered the notification, then profile, then billing, and then public portfolio, as well as I think this one will come next. So I asked for a public portfolio page for the learner, so that learner's skills will be shown or displayed on that particular screen. So then I ask remove all the navbar and all the design, give me a simple portfolio page where there will be how many courses completed in the skill section, and only the course skills icon, not many things. And there will be GitHub heat map type statistics, and there should be project section, and there should be total XP, how many streak should be shown that learner achieve in the platform. So I just give all the necessary information I want to display, and that's what it actually gives. It gives me a simple minimal portfolio kind of page, and then I was satisfied with that. So I just move on to my complex part, which was the admin course creation and lesson creation pages, or like the admin dashboard. Because from that time, I was able to get all the related UI section that will cover all of this page. So the rest thing was like the admin part. So that's why I started asking to give me the admin part design. Like, I need a fully unique page. There will be a sidebar menu with icons like course, modules, chapters, lessons, configurations, profile icon, login, sales. I just ask a sidebar to give me all the menus, because now I was trying to generate UI for the admin panel. So that's why I need the sidebar. And then it gives me a well structured sidebar. So you can see, not bad at all. And then I ask, now I need only the sidebar, and please remove the portfolio page with the sidebar. And I also ask something new in that page. I ask, like, give me a page where there will be a big title, a breadcrumb, and a tab with two tabs: course list, new course create. As you can see in the course create wireframe, that there will be a sidebar and there will be some tab which will be like listing all the course, creating new course, or sorting those course in a particular UI. That's why I was trying to apply those things into that page. That's why I just asked that prompt with the information. I asked, like, give me course name, image description, total modules, then course version, course list UI look like that I can order all the course from the list. Means user able to understand that course are draggable by a icon and it can be ordered on the list. I think card type will be better. That's mean I asked for give me a card type list with drag and drop feature so that I can order them between. And from my wireframe, I was thinking to three tab, where one tab will be for ordering, one tab will be for listing, and another will be for creating new course. But in the UI I got was really good, so I don't need to three tab. I just got two tab, one for course list, another for new course. And as you can see, it gives me like a drag icon, and the UI also looks like I can drag them in between to organize the order. And the card structure was really good, that what I was looking for, like course name or maybe the title, and the breadcrumb UI as expected it generated. And about the card, all the layout and the alignment of the card was perfect. As you can see, the icon is really meaningful for the chapter, modules, and the lessons, and as well as the version. And it also have a badge that will refer like the course is published or not. So I think that will represent all the thing I need. So that was for our course list page in the admin panel, where I can see and list out all the courses. Then I need course creation page, then module creation page, as well as all the list of the lessons and the creation quizzes and so many things. So that was kind of like complex part, but thanks to the tool which actually helped to achieve all the things by just texting. So the second page about the admin panel, I asked to give me course creation page, and as you can see, I ask now I need code creation page. It wasn't like code creation page, it should be course creation page. So my typo was always wrong. I just did a lot of mistake on the typo, but the era of AI now can understand anything, so that's why it doesn't mind my typo. So it gives me the UI based on my context. So then I asked to give me another page, but the header section like active tab, breadcrumb, and the course title should be the same, or the title should be new course. And then there will be a course list drop down and a version field, and the UI for showing all the course details when I select from drop down a course. In details, there will be name, description, image, price, and validity, and these will be UI displaying info, and there will be input field for add, expire, year, published, or input field, some sort of things. So based on that, I asked to give me the UI UX, and then it gives me this UI where I have a course drop down, version, and the save button. Now you might wonder why I need a course drop down, because the page is like creating new course, so why I need a course drop down list. So the thing is, I am going to use Lemon Squeegee as a payment gateway, so where there is a option to create product for your store. That means you can create a store, and in the store you can create product. product, and I will create product on there. That's mean my product is like course, so I will create course there, and then I will call all the course list from there, and I can show them here so that I can create new course for my platform. But it will be inherited from the Lemon Squeegee product because it's kind of need to be synced in between together. So that's why I need the main product or the main course created on Lemon Squeegee platform, and then I will take that course list and I will try to create new course, and if I want to publish, then I can publish it from here. So that's why I need a drop down where I can select courses from the Lemon Squeegee store courses, and of course the version will mean that what will be the version for the course. And I also ask some several input field, but it doesn't give me those fields on the first time. So I ask again, course info should not be input field. They should be displayed info type, and it will be initially appear, not hidden. Right now, the display info is hidden. So what happened here, when I ask all the informations about the field, it gives me those things. When I just copied the code and looked into the code editor about the code, then I saw that it gives me all the code, including all the field. As you can see, it gives me the status drop down, which I can select draft or published. It gives me validity, then course image, and so on. But those were hidden. Why hidden? Because I also attach a logic that when I click on a drop down course, then it should show all those information. And that's why what happened, it actually give me that particular section as a hide initially, because I have to select a course first. So that's why the instruction was wrong from my side. So that's why it gives me that result. Exactly same like the one I actually try to generate for chat UI or the feedback UI. Then I ask to give me all the information, not hidden, but displaying all the thing. And then it actually give me all the information in displayed. And that's what I was looking for. That's mean when the UX will be, when I will select any course from the drop down, then immediately all the information related to the course will be shown as a disable format on the input. And as you can see, the course image, name, description, and the price, then and the validity is going to be user selection and the status, and rest of the information will be come from the data, and it will come from Lemon Squeegee store courses, and the version will also be inputted from my side or the admin side, and the version input will also be fill up from admin side. That's why there will be 3 or 4 fields that will admin fill up creating a particular course. But before that, I also have to create the course on the Lemon Squeegee store so that I can retrieve all the course here. So that was I think I was expecting to perform. So I think all the thing it gives was kind of satisfied for me. And then I ask now I need same page for modules, because I already got the course list and also the course creation page. Now I have to move to module create page as well as module list page, which will be kind of similar like the course creation page. So that's why the prompt was like, now I need same page for modules, where in the modules list I can select course from a drop down, because as I said, the hierarchy is course, modules, then chapters, then lessons. That's mean creating a modules you need to tag a course. So that's why I need a course drop down in the module creation page. Then I can see all the list, and also those modules should be orderable from the list, and in the module list UI title will be changed, breadcrumb will be like kind of same UI but for module, as well as a course dropdown. I think this one is for the page of module list. As you can see, I ask for module list, and in the module list I must need a dropdown, because how I will be able to detect what are the modules I'm looking for, what particular courses. So that's why I ask in the list page I need a drop down so that I can select a course, and then it will retrieve all the module information for that course as a list. And of course I can reorder all those modules so that it will also reflect on the UI, but it gives me in a grid format. But the UI and the layout was good. I have all the information like module name with the description, if the chapters and the lessons and the time and date, and that's like enough for me. I can just copy the code, and then later I can change back to the list mode instead of the grid mode. Also I ask here that module should be list, not column 3, and then it gives me the list format, and which I was expecting. And then I ask for the icons as well as where is the module icon showing. I need that, and you can see my typo. It's really funny that I did a lot of typo mistake here, but good thing is the AI actually understand what I am trying to achieve. So I ask for, there should be input field of, I ask for the icons, as well as I ask for the list a form with new card, which is for creating new modules. There should be input field of module name, icon selection drop down or something, I don't know. I will give icon selection option for the module, description, status, and so on. So what I did here, I just tried to give me a form in this particular page. I don't need like another page. You can just give me the form below all of the list. And if you closely monitor the older UI where I have displayed all the module list, here you can see in the module list I need icon, I need module name, description, and progress bar. So that's why when I'm gonna create any module, I also have to select a icon for that particular module. So that's why for creating module, I also need a drop down for selecting the icon or some sort of UI like that. So that's why I ask to give me the icon selection drop down with the module name and description, and then it actually give me this result. You can see that this is the list, and below of the list I get the form where I can enter the module name. I can select any icon from that. Maybe later I can just use some SVG icons drop down where I can select some icons. So I haven't even decided yet. So for now it's like just an emoji icon selector, then description, and then of course the status. Now it gives me in the radio format, and of course in the form I also need a course drop down as well, as otherwise how I will be able to tag the module to the course. So that's why I need a course drop down as well as. So when I'm going to develop the front end, I can just retrieve the form as well as the drop down so that I can reuse the drop down in the list and then creating new modules. So that's why I didn't bother with the AI to just give me perfect things. I can just later subtract all the thing and use them perfectly. So then I ask, now I need the same for chapters, chapter list and chapter create, but chapter list there will be two drop down. One is for course and modules, because chapter will come from modules and parent is like course. And in the create there will be two also, course module list drop down, and the rest of the chapter info will be same. So let's see what it actually gives. It gives me this. It doesn't give me the list. I think it gives me on the course section, but I also need to show that visually. But it gives me the course drop down and the module drop down, which was good. So and then I ask where is the list UI and the form UI, please all should be visible static. And when I just prompt that, it actually give me the form and then the list. This is the chapter list where you can see chapter name, chapter description you have, then edit and delete options. And you might be wondered that where are the delete and edit option from the course list as well as from the module list. So that's in the module list you can see we have a lot of space. We can place those two icon in between here, so it will not be like specified initially. So that's why I just ignored that part. And in the chapter list you can see that delete and edit icon and the form. So basically the list will be in the list tab and the form will be in the new chapter tab. But for generative purpose I just ask both together so that it give me two section. I can just later subtract them and use them perfect. And it gives me chapter title, chapter course selection, then module selection as well as the description for that particular chapter. And that was kind of enough for me. And then I ask, now I need some for lessons. I need a lesson list page where I can order by the lessons, drag and drop, and show the lessons informations with editing and deleting the lessons option, and no from needed. And you can see my typo is like so funny, all the mistake. So for lesson there will be name and description, total XP for that lesson type will be theory, quiz, troubleshoot, practical task, or hand-on task, and published or not. I just want to explore my need here. And then it gives me these informations, which was not bad at all. It also gives me kind of same list, but the thing is there are no icon for drag and drop, so user will not able to understand what's happening, how I can just order them or shuffle them. And for the form it's kind of same. I think I need chapter, instead of chapter title I need the lesson title, then maybe the course list, module list, chapter list. I need three drop down. I think initially it gives me some sort of wrong form. And the list, which was not bad, I can also see some badge that will indicate that either is quiz or theory or troubleshoot or handout task, whatever. So that's why it gives me all the badge. So after that I ask, I only need list, and the type and status should be in one row, and there should be drag and drop icon somewhere to indicate where to start dragging, and not needed the form for now. And there should be a toolbar to search and filter type and status and before, like all the stuff that will make sure I can search or filter out lessons. And why I ask to not give me the form, because the form is going to be complex. So that's why I just ask to ignore that for now, then maybe later I can add that. So here you can see the modification version that it gives, like the drag and drop icon that will indicate I can just shuffle the order of that particular lessons, and it also organize those badges. And in the list there are 3 drop down, one for course, for then modules, then for chapter, and then search lessons, all type. I can search filter with type, also status. So all the necessary field it gives in the lesson list, which was kind of as expected. And then I actually ask for the complex UI, which will be for lesson create. So for the lesson create, I need all the drop down I mentioned in the list. That means I need all the drop down. Then I need lesson name, lesson type drop down, which will indicate that what kind of lesson I'm going to create. Lesson content markdown URL. That means, as I said earlier, that my lesson will contain markdown. So I need to a maybe markdown text editor where I can just in markdown format, or either I can give a URL of any markdown content so that later I can just use that in my preview. So I'm not going to add any rich text editor to add markdown content. Instead of that, I am taking an URL, because for the markdown content I will use GitHub to, organize all the lessons there, and then I will just grab those markdown content URL and place them in my platform. I think which will be really easy, and also it will be cost efficient, because if I integrate a rich markdown text, then inside that I also have to add some images, then a lot of content I have to fit into there. Then it will also have to think the hosting related thing, like how I'm gonna host a lot of data. So that's why I used a clever trick here to use any sort of markdown URL, so that I can add that URL, and from the backend I will retrieve the markdown text from that particular URL, and I will respond back to the front end the markdown text, so that I can view them in my UI. So that's going to be for the markdown URL. And then I need status input, and also a input field to mention the lesson XP, that if anyone complete a lesson, then what will be the XP he will get. Then the description and the cancel and save button. And then it gives me all I need: course name, list, then module list, chapter list, and then lesson name, then lesson type, and the markdown URL where I can just paste the markdown. And you can see there is a preview section where I can show the markdown content, that is how it's looking, then the status, and the input field for point, and the description. And it was kind of like good till now, but it was only for the theory. So in the theory there will not be any courses, there will not be any quizzes. So we just need the markdown content and the XP, and that's it for theory type. And now then I ask markdown URL, and the preview should be bottom before the save and cancel button, and the preview shouldn't be text AR, it should be markdown content UI card. And that's mean I want the preview to be markdown content, and that's after the prompt it actually give me the expected result. And before save the lesson I want the URL and the preview, and before that all the field or the information. And that's it for the lesson type of theory creation. And then I ask, now I need another form with all the field as the UI, but there should be a section for quiz creation and quiz list. It will be dynamic quiz create list and create from the left right. So that's mean I was trying to say that I need all the input field as well as some sort of fields that will be help to create dynamic quiz, and the quiz will include title as well as options. That means I also have to create options, and overall it's like a complex scenario. So let's see how it actually handles. So then I ask, I need quiz creation with quiz options creation, and also order them in the list with drag and drop icon, both option and quiz, and there should be section wise in the form so that I can visualize. That means I ask to give me a list of quiz list and quiz creation as well as its option list and option creation. That means there will be 2 layers. One layer is for quiz, another layer is for options, and both should be added with the drag and drop functionality so that we can order the list. So let's see how it actually gave the result, and it was like so fascinating or like so amazing that it gives me what I was expecting. And it gives me a section for the quiz. You can see I can create quiz like the title and the description and also the options, and you can see a drag icon. I can just drag and drop while I'm going to create the options. And after the save, I can see here, you can see that quiz list, and quiz list also referring like drag and drop system, and also delete and edit options, so that it could be organizable and also edit and deletable. And then I was like wondering, just give me all the thing I need. And also the user experience was really cool because I can create quiz here, I can then shuffle them, and then I can also see the list. Then all I need, everything is here. And then I ask, no, the form will be in full width, but there will be quiz section which will be two, left and right. Left will be create quiz, right will be quiz list. That's mean I want to display this form in the full width, and for the quiz create and list I want like left and right option. And that's why I asked that, and later it gives me sort of this UI, which was like not I was expected, but kind of enough for me because I can use this UI or like use this UI for whole section, and below that I can just add this section so that it makes sense. And I'm going to do that while I'm going to develop the front end, so it will not be a problem at all. But overall the user experience was good. Then I asked to remove all without sidebar, and the main UI will be for dashboard. Now actually I just give up for the admin all the creation phase because I don't need any other things. All the pages it actually covered. I can create courses, I can create modules, chapters, as well as lessons, including all the type like quiz, theory, and all the admin related work I need. I can just use all these UI sections in a page to complete the perfect UI. So that's why I just moved into the next phase, which is going to be the admin dashboard and how admin will manage the feedback or the notifications, those stuff. So that's why I moved there to ask new page, and I said that remove everything without the sidebar, and then the main UI will be for dashboard. There should be card with icons mentioned. I have how many student enrolled total, how much I have sales, how many feedback pending in the card, and so on. It's kind of like a dashboard design I was looking for. And then it actually gave me this result, which was good, not bad at all. It gave me the title, breadcrumb, and most probably I'm gonna remove these things while I'm gonna develop all the UI. And the card was decent card, I liked it. And I asked for table, it gives me the table of recent orders and including some filter options, search bar, and a pagination UI, and all the column I have mentioned. And I asked a chart to show the monthly sales overview because I didn't mention what will be the chart for. So that's why I think it actually doesn't, it's actually failed to give the chart. So I said, okay, that's will be fine. I can skip it for now, but later in the development, I can add bar chart or any kind of chart I need to showcase all the statistic information. So I can just now ignore that part. Then I ask, now I need notification or feedback manager UI. Feedback or notification means here query from learner, where there will be a list of all feedback or notifications, query text, query course modules, chapters, profile name, and all the information that I want to show as a admin owner to see how the feedback it actually come from the learner. And then it actually gave me this result, which is kind of like a list of feedback or notifications. And then the layout or the alignment was really good, and it gives me the filter, search bar, and the title. And you can see there are two buttons, one for view conversation and mark as resolved. Why I need view conversation? Because when I click on that, if you go to the wireframe, I mentioned that when someone, like when admin click on a particular feedback, then it will navigate to the lesson and it will open the chat that was open from the learner view, kind of same. That's mean the admin will also able to understand what lesson is running for the learner, so that admin easily understand the context of that particular query. So that's why directly a link from the admin panel is really good. And I can also mark as resolved, or you can see all the new and the resolved page to identify the notifications, and it just put removed all the older information as well, as which I didn't need. Now I just need this particular section. So that's why I asked to remove them and give me clean UI, and then it gives me the clean UI with some extra information like filtering thing, as well as some total information like how many total feedback I have, how many I have resolved, and how many is pending. So that's what will be kind of like the list page of the notification or the feedback. And then I ask now remove all and do new page for learner. So because it's actually serving my notification page and the dashboard page was also served, now I was asking to improve or like give me a list of learner, and all should have now actually enrolled any of the courses. That's mean I just wanted to see all the learner information and how many learner actually enrolled courses and what are their progress like this, and it gives me well result. Like I can search with learner name, I can filter them, I can search with XP as well as streak, then total learners active or inactive, and so many stuff like learner name and when he or she actually joined, then how many courses it enrolled, total XP, how many days he or she have been using that, and the progress of that current courses, and of course how much he actually spent of the total course. So it's kind of like a learner management system. It wasn't in my wireframe, but I just got the idea while I just get the design of notification page. So that's why I asked to give me the learner management system page where I can see all the learner information. And then I think I tried with some dark and light mode. So you can see that after I tried the dark mode, it actually gave me the dark UI version of that particular page. And in the bottom of that, I also have showing pagination kind of things. And then I asked back to give me the light mode because the dark mode was too heavy and it's not syncing with all the design. So then I asked with the light mode and it gives me kind of different design than the other. So it was kind of like end of my prompting because I already get all the pages result generated, so I don't need any other page. So I was thinking that what are the page or the feature I could add. Then I realized that I can just ask for some leaderboard sheet, that I was thinking on the wireframe stage that I should add a UI for global leaderboard, and that's why I just asked with a context and I just generated it from ChatGPT that what will be a general leaderboard should be, and then it gives me a good leaderboard UI where I can see with some category, like there are a category with 20 plus XP champion. So I wasn't thinking about this initially, so it will be like optional UI or optional feature, we can just add that later. But for experiment purpose, I just ask and it gives me the result, and then I ask like the paginations and so on, and it gives me the pagination including some more data and also a button to go to the portfolio. And as you see earlier that I also have a portfolio page, so that's why I can link that from here. And also this page should be visible to everybody so that people can come and watch who's actually the learning, who actually achieve anything or not. So this will be some sort of like that. So but it is still I'm not sure I'm gonna implement it or not, so just give me the feedback about that should I add leaderboard or not. And then I ask, could you improve this page, kind of like gamification mode. So I asked to improve my older page. So I selected a particular page like the learner dashboard and I asked to modify it for like a gamification things, but it doesn't give well output. So then I ask to give me feature like this, like another prompt to update my design. But the thing was it actually break the whole design. So I was trying to update or modify the chapter list UI, kind of like Duolingo type, but it actually give me a broken design. And I asked like give me Duolingo chapter list UI, which was like a label kind of UI. If you play games and in the game you can see tons of level, and I was trying to achieve that kind of result, but it doesn't give me that kind of result. So maybe my prompt was wrong, or maybe my instruction should be be something else to generate some sort of UI like that. So I asked to like fix the style, but the result was kind of same but even bad, so I didn't actually bother more than that. And then I asked to make the chapter list kind of like game level that I already told you, but the result was kind of same, but it gives me a good animation here. So I was thinking like, okay, I can just use this page for chapter list, but initially the chapter list was not any background or not any other fancy things, but here the chapter list was far better than the older one, where I have to tweak something here like the text and the progress bar as well as, so it should be modified while we're going to develop the whole thing. And then of course I asked to give me mobile version, but the result wasn't good. It just give me the same thing again. So maybe it was for the initial selection when I created new page and I selected desktop. If I select mobile, then all the UI it will generate based on the mobile screen. So that's why I think initially I choose to give me desktop screen. That's why all the thing actually giving me desktop screen. And that was it for all. And you can see I already covered all of the pages that I was expecting. And what I did here, I go back all the version and I copy all the code and list them together in a folder. You can see in the code all of these are my pages. This one is the latest one I just experiment here, and all of these are all the UI. So let's just see all the UI, how it will look like. So these are all HTML files, so I can just use them in the browser. So let's start with home page. I also created folder and also I added all the version from here. Let's say when I try to home page, I have two versions of the home page from the generation UI, so I just put them here. So that was the first version, is like the HTML code, and this was the second version, which was kind of like a bit modified version, and this one will be kind of good for it, but it's not fully responsive. So if I just try to check the responsiveness, you can see it's not responsive. So the work from my side in the front end will be make it fully responsive. You can see the footer was responsive, all the card were responsive, but the hero section need to be changed a little bit, then the navbar should be changed. So I need to tweak a little bit to actually get the perfect result from it. And then you can see after the home page, I need to look into the chapter page. I just created all the folder and put all the HTML inside that. So I need to go to the course detail page, which will be this one, and this is the version 1, which was kind of enough, but this section was not proper. So when I'm going to develop that, I will try to organize those sections. And the version 2 was like this. So I think I have to work on this thing as well as to make it responsive as well as organized. And then after the course details, you can see the chapter list, and I think version 3 was the good one by so far, but I need modification on the right side of that particular card. But although the version 1 was also good, it was very simple mentioning all the thing, but last version was so cool. So I think I will select this one for the final. And of course your feedback will be highly appreciated, so just give me the feedback for that. And then you can see lesson list as well as each lessons. So here is the lesson page. This is the final version of the lessons. The type is for quiz lessons, so this will be for the quiz. And of course I have to modify all of them because right now it's taking really small width, so it should be kind of like a bigger width, and also there should be global progress bar as you saw in the chapter list. So I also have to add them. And if you want to see the chat, you can see the chat sidebar or the feedback sidebar UI. That's kind of like this, and beside the sidebar, this will be the page for lesson theory, where I am going to use this progress bar as a global progress bar for the lessons, all the lessons for a particular chapter. And there is a tab and all the input field I was expecting. And this was the lesson page including the markdown content and quiz. I think the page will be some sort of like this, and there will be a bottom footer kind of thing where there will be button for query as well as going to the next chapter or next lessons. So I have to add that as well as while I'm going to develop the whole thing, but the bare minimum version of that page is kind of like ready. And then you can see I have created the folder and the HTML file for the learner dashboard dashboard, you can see the dashboard UI is kind of like this. When you saw that on the prompt, you would not sync together. You can see now it's looking well. This will be the learner dashboard, and for the learner profile, this will be the profile UI. You can see I can directly navigate between all the common pages. And then for the learner notifications, this will be the page for the notification learner will get after resolving any feedback from admin, so that the page will be something like this. And the portfolio page, which is sort of this, where a learner will see all the skills. And this is also optional. I didn't even think that it should be released on the MVP version or not, so it's just optional UI. Later I can add that. And the billing list page, where learner can see the billings, how many courses he or she actually enrolled. You can see the invoice by clicking here, and that's it kind of for the learner side. And for the admin side, you can see if I go to admin course, you can see this is the course list exactly we saw on the prompt, and this is the course creation, where you can see I can choose course name, I can add version, I can see image and the other stuff. I can also add validity for that course, and also I can add the status. And then I can create modules, admin modules. Can see here that was the module list, and create UI. Later where I'm going to develop, I will just subtract all the form and list in between these two tabs. And then I have the admin lessons, where you can see in the version 1 it's like the lesson creation for theory type, where I can add markdown URL and I can preview that. And then the list view of that particular lessons, you can see I can drag and drop it, also representing that. And then I have added for the quiz creation, which is kind of like that, all the field including quiz list as well as option list and shuffling feature. And this was the updated version of quiz management. I can just grab this section in this section, and I can just merge them together to create a perfect lesson creation page. So that was for the lessons, modules, and all the thing. And then one important one is admin feedback, where I can see all the notifications or query from the learner, including all the drop down. So later where I can just change the style or the layout based on the space in our page. And then I have admin dashboard as well as, where you can see the recent orders, and the sales chart doesn't appear from the prompt, so I just ignored it for now. Later I can add any of these things, but the cards are really good. And the last one was like the admin learner management, where admin can see all the learner, how many learner are doing the progress and all that stuff. So I think that's kind of it for the all pages, and overall it actually served my product feature requirement. So that's why I have decided not to design any of the screen again in the Figma. Better I can just follow this design guide all the page, then when I am going to develop each page I will actually modify them while I'm going to code. I think that would be more time efficient and effective way to actually complete the whole process. Because if I just spend 2 weeks or maybe more than that to design the whole thing again based on the concept I have gained from the AI tools, I think that's also would not be efficient as a someone who want to build a product, because I need to save time to build the product more fast and easily and then launch it. So that's why I am going to jump into the development directly from the next video. Maybe I will plan about the development in the next video, and then maybe I will jump to the code or the back end, maybe front end, because the front end is almost kind of done, because you can see all the pages UI and also the code. So I can just modify that code, or I can just subtract that code to actually create the perfect result. So that's why my front end work also reduced almost like 30 to 40%, and now I just need a solid backend. Then I am going to plan about the database, then how I am gonna integrate those API into the front end, and what are the modifications required for completing the full front end. So I have to plan all them together, then I will start development, and then later I will go for the testing phase, and then later designer, so on. So I already discussed everything in my first video, that what will be the process and how flexible it will be day by day, and that's what's going. So I would highly appreciate if you give me some feedback about the process, or what I am doing is helpful for you or not, or what are the things you want to see in the video. So just give me any feedback, or just comment down in this video, so that I can improve those things on my next video. So overall, that I think that's all about my product, and when I'm going to start development, you will see more progress about the product visualization. And of course, if you are a programmer, then you will be able to learn a lot from the development things, because personally I am a core programmer. I am doing programming for almost more than 5 years, so you will learn a lot from the programming videos. But still, as a solo builder, as a solo programmer, I think this kind of AI tool is really helpful for start or brainstorming the design, and then just build around an MVP with that. So hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching this video. I will see you in the next